Welcome to PreMath. In this video, we have got this trapezoid ABCD along with this segment EF that is perpendicular to this side AD, as you can see in this given diagram, such that this segment AE length is 18 units. Whereas this segment ED length is 8 units, and moreover this side AB equal to this segment BF, and this side CD equals to this segment FC, and furthermore these angles are our 90-degree angles. And now our task is to calculate the area of this trapezoid ABCD. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe. And please keep in mind that this figure may not be 100% true to the scale. Let's go ahead and get started. And here's our very first step. We know this side AB equal to this segment BF. If I label this side lowercase m, then this segment is going to be m as well, and likewise this segment is equal to this segment. If I label this segment lowercase n, then this segment has got to be lowercase n as well. Then we can see the height of this trapezoid is going to be m plus n, and the bases of this trapezoid are going to be m and this side lowercase n. And now let's recall the area of a trapezoid formula. Area is always equal to height h times the sum of their bases a and b all over 2. And here we can see our height of this trapezoid is m plus n, and our bases are m and n. So therefore the area of this trapezoid ABCD is going to be a half times our height is m plus n, and the sum of the bases are m plus n as well. And if we look at this m plus n times m plus n, that is going to give us m plus n whole square. So therefore the trapezoid area is going to be m plus n whole square all over 2. So now our task is to find the value of m and the value of n as well before we could calculate the area of this trapezoid. And here's our next step. I'm going to connect this vertex A with this point F, and likewise I'm going to connect this point F with this vertex D as well, as you can see in this next step. And as a result we are ended up with these two isosceles triangles, this isosceles triangle ABF and this other isosceles triangle CDF. And now let's focus on this isosceles triangle ABF. This is an isosceles triangle since this side length equal to this side length. So therefore these two angles are going to be congruent. If this angle is 45 degrees, then this angle has got to be 45 degrees as well. And likewise, let's focus on this other isosceles triangle CDF. We know this is an isosceles triangle, so therefore this angle has got to be congruent to this angle. If this angle is 45 degrees, then this angle has got to be 45 degrees as well. And now let's make an observation. We can see that this whole straight angle is 180 degrees. We know this angle is 45 degrees, and likewise this angle is 45 degrees. So therefore this angle has got to be 90-degree angle, and as a result we are ended up with this right triangle AFD along with this perpendicular EF. And now let's recall the Euclid's theorem, as you can see in this given diagram. Here we got a right triangle ABC along with this perpendicular CD, such that this perpendicular is being represented by height lowercase h. This segment is being represented by x. This segment is being represented by y. such that this whole side AB length is lowercase c, and moreover this side BC is lowercase a, and this side AC is lowercase b. So therefore I have labeled this segment length as lowercase y, this segment length lowercase x, this height h, this side lowercase a, and this side lowercase b. And furthermore this whole side length is going to be 8 plus 18 is going to give us c equals to 26. Then according to Euclid's theorem, our a square is going to be equal to x times c. And here in our case, our x value is 8 and c value is 26. So therefore we can write down a square is going to be equal to 8 times 26, and that is going to be equal to 208. So thus our a square value turns out to be 208. And likewise, according to Euclid's theorem, b square is going to be equal to y times c. And here in our case, our y value is 18 and c value is 26. So therefore I can write b square is going to be equal to 18 times 26. And if we multiply them, that is going to give us 468. So thus our b square value turns out to be 468 and a square is 208. And now let's focus on this isosceles right triangle ABF. And we are going to apply the Pythagorean theorem on this triangle. And here's our Pythagorean theorem: a square plus b square equal to c square. And in our case, our hypotenuse is lowercase b, whereas our two other legs are lowercase m and lowercase m as well. Let's go ahead and fill in the blanks in this Pythagorean formula. So we got m square plus once again m square equal to b square. And now we can see m square plus m square is going to give us 2m square. And we know our b square value is 468. So I'm going to substitute that value 468 over here. So therefore we can write 2m square equals to 468. Let's divide both sides by 2 to isolate m square. So therefore m square is going to be equal to 234. And now I'm going to undo this square by taking a square root on both sides. So therefore our m value turns out to be square root of 234. So thus our lowercase m value turns out to be square root of 234. And now we are going to focus on this other right triangle CDF. And we are going to apply the Pythagorean theorem on this triangle as well. And here's our Pythagorean theorem once again: a square plus b square equal to c square. In our case, our hypotenuse is lowercase a, whereas our two other legs are lowercase n and lowercase n as well. So let's go ahead and fill in the blanks in this formula. So we got n square plus n square is going to be equal to a square. And now we know our a square value is 208. So I'm going to substitute that value 208 over here. So therefore we can write 2 times n square equals to 208. Let's divide both sides by 2. So therefore our n square value has got to be 104. And now I'm going to undo this square by taking a square root on both sides. So therefore our lowercase n value turns out to be square root of 104. And here's our final step. We are going to calculate the area of the trapezoid now. We figure out our m and n value. Our m value is square root of 234 and our n value is 104. We are going to substitute those values over here. So let's go ahead and fill in the blanks. We can write down our lowercase m value is square root of 234 plus square root of 104 whole square all over 2. And now let's recall our famous identity. A plus b whole square could be written as a square plus b square plus 2 times ab. We are going to apply this identity on the numerator. So therefore we are going to have the square root of 234 is going to give us 234 plus 104 plus 2 times the square root of 234 times the square root of 104. And since we are dividing by 2, so I'm going to divide each and every term by 2 across the board. So that is going to give us 117 plus 52 plus this cancels out with this one. So we are ended up with the square root of, we can write it together, 234 times 104. And if we multiply these radicands, that is going to give us 24,000, rather 336, and we are going to take the square root of that one. And the square root of this one is going to be simply 156. So thus this whole thing turns out to be simply 156. So therefore we can write down 117 plus 52 plus 156. And if we add all these numbers, that is going to give us 325 square units, the area of this trapezoid. So thus the area of this trapezoid turns out to be 325 square units. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more exciting videos. Bye.